This is a TTDI Edible Project. It's basically just a space for interested community people to come and garden. We try to do edible stuff as well as flowers and beneficial plants that either attract bees, butterflies, things that will help with pest control, and also have a space to grow our own food.
Initially, we spoke to the local authorities, so we were waiting for their response. While waiting for their response, we thought there was this unused space within TTDI, and it was in a position where it's a community, near the community centre, and we thought we could start with small plots just to get the interest going and trying out plants.
Sometimes you don't have to ask permission for everything, especially when it comes to gardening. There's a lot of land available. I mean, if trying to keep it, having a balance of something that looks beautiful as well as functional always keeps the authorities off your back. But if something like this, yeah, just get to know your neighbors if you don't already, but get your neighbors together and find support and just start planting. Or start composting at least. I think neighborhood compost is a big thing.
Some residents enjoy it because there's a place where they can dump their kitchen waste, and kids, people with family like it because there's a park which is different from the standard, you know, and there is always activity, there's people, so it's not like it's an isolated corner. So I think it seems to have worked out in a weird, wonderful way.
People like Pat and Susan who live in the condominiums don't have space to plant in only a balcony. We live in a landed place, but sunlight doesn't always allow for certain fruits and vegetables to thrive. So we did some in our garden, and then I knew about this spot and I was like, oh well, why not just kind of clear it and plant some things and invite like-minded friends. Start off with inviting like-minded friends to join us as a family. And so it's basically a group of friends who discussed it and said we have nothing to lose, and we saw an immediate need of wanting to include food from our own gardens in our meals.
A lot of people want to come, but they really don't know what to do, so they need guidance. We always encourage a lot of independence in looking after your own plot. But people starting out don't have the knowledge to do so, so they like to come to an activity and learn. So we realized that, so every Saturday now, every first Saturday we're doing this event. The other challenge is water. Of course, rain is what we depend on. With the dry spell, it's very difficult. We had to rely on our own sources of water. Mango, which is the Malaysian Environment NGO's office, they share their water supply with us. And we've also found other techniques of keeping the moisture down to the ground, from mulching to, you know, making sure we plant the hardier plants in the dry spell and plants that need more water later in the year. And what's really beautiful about the project is that it grew literally organically, like pun intended, from nothing into, I think, a year full of activities. And if you've seen our pictures a year ago, it was like bare, but today we have several plots and there's flowers and there's activity, and you also create a new ecosystem here, which is all good for the community.
Watching the space grow and getting to know neighbors with the same interest, and making friendships that with people that you never think you would become friends with, is a big accomplishment. Watching this whole space grow, and we've eaten out of it. Of course, obviously not a lot. It's a full-time job if you want to make it, but most of us have also put full-time jobs. So I think that's a term, alternative hedonism. We gain pleasure out of it, and that's a big accomplishment.
This is one of the many things we can do to enjoy a better quality of life. Being outdoors, being healthier, also growing your own food for consumption, but also respecting the land and appreciating the resources or lack of resources we have on the earth is important. I've had 8 to 9 years of stressful office work, and I think I would not trade this now because of how much more satisfaction it's brought me, and I feel so much more healthier and more happier doing something like this.